Hi, thanks for clicking onto this video to learn more about U.S. government at eXtend Tutorial. My name is Nicole Green. I am the co-director of eXtend and also the tutor for U.S. government. Let's get into the slideshow. So first, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I've been a wife for 25 years. I am the mom of three, including one graduate and a class of 22 senior. And then I have another high schooler who not only will be in this class, but is also going to be graduating from eXtend soon. I am a 16-year homeschool veteran. Like I said, my kids have always been homeschooled, and I am the author of Homeschool 101, Chart the Course, Enjoy the Journey, and also a homeschool consultant to families across the country. I most recently founded a ministry called Homeschool Moms Pray, where we meet monthly to get together, encourage each other, sow into each other's lives, and minister to each other through encouraging words and prayer. So, who should take U.S. government? High school students who have completed American history, first and foremost. The only prerequisite to this class is that students have completed a course in American history. You don't have to have taken that course at eXtend, but you need to have completed a course in American history. The only caveat to that would be that a student is taking American history and government at the same time. So if you're in both those classes and your schedule permits, you'd be allowed to take U.S. government, and I can have a discussion with other families, with parents about their students if you think some other way that they may be eligible to take the class. Also, students who are interested in how our government works, students who enjoy civic and political discourse, and students who may just need another social studies credit. What will students learn in U.S. government? Students will learn the foundations of the United States government. What principles and ideas were our government founded upon? An overview of the U.S. Constitution and the three branches of government. An understanding of U.S. citizens' rights and liberties. The details of the political system at the national, state, and local levels. Basic comparisons of the American government and other political systems. Will compare how they were founded, how it works, and the role of government in current events in students' lives and their role in government. Okay, what will students do in U.S. government? This class is going to be take place in two different places. Okay, so it's going to take place in the Google Classroom, where students will read from the required text, the primary source material that we'll go through. We'll look at government documents, and so those are primary source material. .gov websites also has some primary source material. We'll look at news and scholarly articles. We'll spend lots of time in iCivics, a website that is dedicated to civic and government education. We'll read some other sources and watch some videos and other things, in addition to the use of tutor provided materials. They'll use all of this information, and in the Google Classroom, they'll have activities where they'll be assigned research. They'll have to write essays, complete assignments, and other kinds of activities that demonstrate their understanding and mastery of the concepts that we share and discuss in class. Okay? Now, in the physical classroom, when we meet in person on Tuesdays and Thursdays, students will learn from tutor-curated multimedia experiences, which means I'll bring in videos, I'll bring in other presentations, we'll have guest speakers, and other opportunities for students to learn, not just standing in front of the class lecturing or reading from a textbook. Okay, so there'll be multimedia experiences. In addition to participating in large group discussions in class, we have debates and deliberations. After all, we're going to write our own law. We're going to have other large group activities that the whole class will participate in it together, and then small group activities, maybe some team building types of things, and that facilitate the synthesis and mastery of material. Especially when we talk about Congress, we're going to have the two houses of Congress and that kind of thing for small group activities. Okay, so what is expected from students in U.S. government? Students are expected, not only in this class, but also in the tutorial, to behave respectfully and appropriately at all times in class. And I have a few field trips planned for this class. So also the same behavior is expected on field trips. Students are expected to come to class prepared to participate in the day's discussions. If the students do not do the work in the Google Classroom or the assigned readings or whatever was planned before class, on Tuesday and Thursday, they will not be prepared. And so students are expected to do the work at home so that they can be prepared to participate. And they're expected to complete all work on time and follow the instructions for turning it in. How will students be graded and assessed in U.S. government? Class participation is 70% of the quarter grade, 70%. And it is comprised of input in class discussions, preparation for and participation in simulations and other activities. Like I said, we're going to have debates, we're going to write our own law, we're going to do some work as Supreme Court justices. Lots of things are going to be going on in the class, but students have to have been prepared at home so that they can participate in class. And so that's 70% of the quarter grade. And then there's also homework, including occasional quizzes, essays, research assignments, etc. And that's the last 30%. Okay, what can parents expect from U.S. government class? I am the tutor, you are the teacher. I will remind you of this all year long. So whenever your students have a problem, they get stuck on an issue, they're not sure where they stand, that kind of thing, I'm just here to introduce concepts, to bring some information to their understanding, to have a discussion to facilitate. It is the parent who is the teacher. So I'm going to tell you that over and over again, if needed, as we go through this class for the coming program year. Also, you can expect opportunities to engage with your student in conversation related to your family's political views and your role of participation in American political process. Not everyone sees their role the same. Different families have different ideas and attitudes about government and where you think the founding of government, how government should work. That is a parent responsibility, and it's a privilege. It's going to be a wonderful opportunity for you to engage your young student as they are preparing for adulthood in this practice. Also, with regards to me being a tutor and you being a teacher, that goes for making sure your student is working to their capacity and completing their work. That is your responsibility at home. Okay. Again, parents are the teacher and parents are the teachers of homeschooling, and you're expected to be actively involved, even with high school students. You have the privilege of ensuring that your student is working to their potential. If they're not, then that's something that you need to try to figure out how you can get that going for them. And if you need to talk to me about it, we can have a discourse, a conversation to see if we can encourage them. If there's an issue with them, getting their work done, we can talk about that. Again, that leads us to number 3, sign up for Guardian Summary. That is a Google Classroom resource for parents that helps you know exactly what's going on in terms of assignments and work being done in the classroom. It's your responsibility to keep an eye on your students' grades and progress in class mid-quarter, and you'll get end of quarter grades from me. But mid-quarter, it's your responsibility to keep up with that and communicate any issues that you have with me. Okay? So how should students prepare for U.S. government? Before class begins, you want to assemble all required books and materials. Won't be a whole lot. We'll have one textbook, I think, and a few other things that they'll read and need to get their hands on. But most of that stuff will be found, I think, in the Google Classroom or passed out in class. Your students need to learn to type and use Google Docs and Google Slides. That is imperative for this Google Classroom related course. Okay, they will access their eXtend. They need to access their eXtend Gmail account and get signed into the classroom before class begins. And they need to complete their assigned summer assignment. I have a summer assignment that will take a couple hours. They don't need to do it until August, but they need to make sure it's done before class starts in September. Okay, how should parents prepare? So before class begins, parents need to pre-read and peruse all required books and materials. I do not have any curriculum listed just yet in the curriculum document. I'm still building the course, but as that material is made available, I will send you an email if you register for the class to let you know to go ahead and look at those materials to make sure that is something that you want your child exposed to. For now, you can check out iCivics.com. or maybe .org, iCivics, the letter I, Civics. And also just know that we're going to be looking at many .gov websites. So Supreme.Court.gov, Congress, all of our congressional leaders, we're going to look at the Maryland House of Delegates and our governor's webpage, all of that. So you need to know if that's information that you want your child to be exposed to. Okay, you want to ensure that your student learns to type and use Google Docs and Google Slides. You also want to discuss the class expectations, as I shared with you in this video, and will share with you in my welcome letter, and also the parent expectations. Whatever you expect of your student, make sure you discuss that and let them know ahead of time before class starts. If you have any more questions, please make sure you contact me via email at ngreen@extendhomeschool.com. And I look forward to having you student in class in U.S. government. Thank you for watching the video.